I'm gonna be doing some just painting practice. I have here um, from photo reference, just this face. Started off with this layer, did that. Then I added harder shadows, just putting in some cell shading type lighting. And then trying to refine the proportions. So now I'll close the reference and I'm going to paint over this. New layer. Let's move these over. Super. Got some music playing, so I got an MP3 and got my Winamp open. Alright. So let's first copy all these. So we've got that. And the first thing I want to do, I'm going to try to get the radial shading super nice on the eyes here. So I'm going to start off with getting a layer here with an appropriate size. Okay. Now I'm going to change the size of this, make that a bit transparent. Transform, scale up. Okay, now I've got this. Keep ratio, and it will stay centered if I work it here. I'm blowing it up this way because I want the center of the eye. It's directing this way, really. A little bit more. Okay, that should be good. Okay. And let's add just, I should make that, that'll come there. Gotta duplicate this. Actually, first I'll do some radial shading on it. Let's see, keep that. And I've got the lighting in coming front, downwards, on the side slightly. Is that general enough? I think so. Okay. Let's duplicate that. Position that as such. Done. Merge that down. Transparency. It's not in the right position. I want this centered for the eye here, actually. There we go. There. That's where I want it to be. And now I will give it a mask. And I will erase in the mask where I want that contour to be. And I'm using a mask because I want to preserve the shading I have underneath just in case I'm doing adjustments. Alright, that's one side. So, example, if I want to adjust some of this, bring up the opacity, and say I want to adjust the line over here, curve line. I'm on the mask layer, I have a full opacity, and I can do let's double that. A little more. Alright. Get some nice curves going here. Alright. So now that I have that, I can add a layer for clipping on top. And blending. Bit big. Blend it smaller. Overlay. So let's get alright, and a bit of the reflection from here. Okay. And now we are going to add those pupils. I already had a size reckoned here. Let's go back here, center, boom. Now, we don't need to work out the details for that. We just want something to fit in for a moment. Oh, excuse me. Let's see. Now let's work on some blending here. And I'm gonna use this brush. I've set out a lot of areas. Some are crosshatched and some are not. And I usually paint like I'm sculpting, and I go in the direction of the material, basically. Okay, this brush is a bit small. Okay, this area is better for this size. And for quick radial brushing, use a brush that's the appropriate size. Actually, I'm going to lock that for opacity, because I don't want it stretching off the page too much. And I'm going to zoom out a bit. Going to flip. I want to increase this. Pardon me. Yeah, that's a bit better. Yeah, I missed some space here. No wonder. Oh. Space there. Gonna add a bit for those ears. I just made up some ears. Yeah. Okay, now we were over here. Back to blending. I want larger size, because I'm working with a larger surface area. Now I'm working with slightly finer. There's a bit here that I have not erased there, and there I think. Yeah, that should be good now. Alright. Back to it. Blending. Some conditions. Okay. Now we've got that set up. Slightly lighter. Not so light, not so light. Okay. Actually, normal would be best for this. Just bring down the opacity. Yeah, there we go. That looks best. Back here. This area to work on. We've got a shaded area. If I get a little lost, I always have reference underneath. So that's a little handy part about duplicating your layers and reworking the same stuff on another layer. Advantages. Alright. That's for direction, random, turn that off. Stretch both sides. So a little cure to this. If I have it being transparent, I don't want it to be transparent. I want to work on it opaque. So I double it and see how much comes through. I'll double it again just in case. There we go. Reference underneath. Fabulous. Let's get back to work. This is Blender. Good. Density pen pressure. There. Now that's working just as I want it to. I want larger. have some finer curves to work on here. Larger brush, larger, smaller, bit smaller, bit larger. Still got some blending to do here. Being mindful of the angles I'm working on. Blending that nostril downwards. This curves around. And the purpose of this here is, well, to work on form. I'm not putting on hair because I just want to work on the shape of the face and how light hits it. Now, if you're trying this for yourself and you have no idea how to go about like, painting on the surface. One of the things I've always recommended is to just grab yourself a pack of plasticine. Now, the advantages of plasticine is that it's reusable, it doesn't dry out, that's kind of the point, and it's still malleable, but a little bit tougher than your regular old Play-Doh. So, plasticine also melts with heat, so the more you work with it, the more malleable it will become. And in turn, you can just keep it stored and bring it back out whenever you need to use some again. Alright. Blending here. Okay, I'm going to add some over here. Now this is in shade sort of this way, so I'm just gonna blend it over here. As such. Now let's see, what needs more work? Okay, I suppose I can get to working on those eyes a bit more now. I have the general idea of how I want this to look. Okay. So now with some finer brushes. Oh, pardon me. I still have a little bit of that stuff left over from my cold. Okay, we had okay. Smaller. So a bit of background about myself, relative to what I'm doing right now, is in my youth I did get to have the opportunity to take up a painting class. It was oil painting, and some of the brush techniques that I learned from then is sometimes what I apply, well, I've kind of naturally applied them to what I do. Alright, so let's see here. And it's a lot of like round brushes and X's. Let's see here. Alright, so I kind of like that. I've been practicing more portraits lately because I want to improve on eyes and proportions and shading. I still have a long ways to go myself, and I am looking forward to experimenting and trying out all different kinds of faces and proportions. You really cannot neglect a traditional practice like this, because it is the fundamentals of drawing itself, even if you're making like really stylized cartoons. What I mean by this is that if you're working stylized cartoons, you cannot let yourself be hindered by not knowing how to draw a body. If you know how to draw a body, then you bring that into the style. You transfer all the information to make the style function itself. It needs to work accordingly. So can't skip out. And you gotta just go and make all the bad drawings. This is why I did this sketching with clip. And have yourself a fun time. Thanks for coming by.